There is a weight we often carry that does not belong to us. You know this feeling well. It usually happens after a difficult interaction. Someone raises their voice at you. Someone writes a cruel comment. A stranger cuts you off in traffic and gestures violently. The event itself lasts only a few seconds, perhaps a minute. But hours later, you are still vibrating with the impact. You are sitting at your dinner table, but you are not really there. You are back in that moment, replaying the words, feeling the sting of the insult, thinking of what you should have said. You are burning with a fire that someone else lit. It feels like the anger is yours now. It feels like it entered your skin and became part of your blood. We walk through life acting as sponges for the emotions of others. We absorb their stress, their fury, and their disrespect. We let their storms become our weather. But we rarely stop to ask if we had to let that storm in. We rarely ask if there is a way to leave the package on the doorstep. Let us travel back to a dusty road in ancient India. The sun is high and unforgiving. The air is thick with heat. Walking along this road is a man known for his great stillness, the Buddha. He is not a god in this story. He is simply a man who has woken up. He is walking calmly, followed by a small group of students. But the peace of the scene is broken by a shout. From the edge of a village, a Brahmin, a man of high caste and rigid beliefs, comes running out. He is furious. He believes this wandering monk is misleading people, threatening the old ways. His face is red, his veins are bulging. He runs right up to the Buddha and blocks his path. The man begins to scream. He hurls the most vile insults he can think of. He calls the Buddha a fool, a thief of souls, a fake. He is spitting as he yells, his body shaking with rage. The students are terrified. They are also angry. They want to defend their teacher. They clench their fists. But the Buddha does not flinch. He does not frown. He does not look away. He simply stands there, watching the man with a cool blue detachment. He listens to the insults as if they were the sound of the wind or the barking of a dog. He offers no resistance. Eventually, the angry man runs out of breath. He stops, panting, waiting for a reaction. He expects a fight. He expects tears. He expects something. But there is only silence. The silence grows loud. It becomes uncomfortable. Finally, the man yells, "Why do you not answer? Are you deaf? Or are you just stupid?" The Buddha looks at him gently and asks a strange question. He says, "Tell me, if you buy a gift for someone and you bring it to them, but that person refuses to accept it, to whom does the gift belong?" The man is confused. He blinks, wiping the sweat from his forehead. "What?" he asks. "This is nonsense." "Answer the question," the Buddha says softly. "If you try to give a gift and the person does not take it, who owns it?" "Well," the man grunts, "I suppose I do. I bought it. If they don't take it, it stays with me." "Exactly," the Buddha says. "You have come here today carrying a gift of anger. You have brought insults and hate. But I do not accept your gift. I decline it. So, tell me, who does this anger belong to now?" The man stands frozen. The realization hits him like a physical blow. He looks at his own hands. He feels the burning in his own chest. He realizes that by refusing to react, the Buddha has left him alone with his own poison. The insult did not land. It remained the property of the sender. This story is thousands of years old, but it describes a mechanism that happens to us every single day. We tend to think of communication as a straight line. Someone throws a ball and we catch it. Someone insults us and we are insulted. Someone yells and we get upset. We believe this is automatic. We believe we have no choice. But the story reveals a hidden gap. There is a gap between the delivery and the acceptance. An insult is not a fact, it is an offer. It is a transaction. When someone attacks you with words, they are essentially saying, "Here, take this pain, take this chaos. I cannot handle it inside myself, so I want you to carry it for me." Usually, we are very polite. We sign for the package. We say, "Yes, I will take your anger. I will let it ruin my morning. I will let it distract me from my work. I will take it home and shout at my spouse because of it." We become the courier for their misery. We relieve them of their burden by taking it onto our own shoulders. Think of the last time someone was rude to you. Maybe it was a client who was unhappy with something out of your control. They raised their voice. They used sharp words. What happened inside you? Your heart rate spiked. Your stomach tightened. You likely felt a mix of fear and defensive rage. You wanted to explain, to fight back, to prove them wrong. In that moment, you accepted the gift. You opened the box. And once you open the box, the contents are yours. You are now the owner of that negativity. But what if you didn't sign? What if you viewed the interaction not as a personal attack, but as a failed delivery? Imagine the insult is a physical object. It is a heavy, ugly, smoking box. The person is standing there, thrusting it toward you. "Take this!" they scream. "This is yours!" If you keep your hands in your pockets, if you simply look at the box but do not reach for it, what happens? Gravity takes over. The box must drop. It must fall at the feet of the person holding it. They are the ones who have to deal with the mess. They are the ones who have to carry the heavy weight back to their car. This is not about being passive. It is not about being weak. Refusing the gift requires a warrior's strength. It is much easier to react. It is much easier to snap back, to yell, to escalate. That is the path of least resistance. It takes immense discipline to stand in the fire and not burn. The modern world is full of people trying to hand you these packages. The internet is a vast distribution center for them. When you read a comment from a stranger who mocks your work or your appearance, they are trying to mail you a package of shame. If you get angry, if you type a furious response, you have accepted the delivery. You have validated their effort. You have agreed to share their reality. But if you scroll past, if you see the words as meaningless shapes on a screen, the package is returned to sender. The troll is left alone with their own bitterness. The gift remains with them. This applies to your family too. We all have that relative who knows exactly how to push our buttons. They make a passive-aggressive comment about your career or your life choices. They wrap the insult in a smile, but it is still a package of judgment. You do not have to open it. You can hear the words, understand the meaning, and yet decide that the emotional payload is not for you. You can look at them with the same calm curiosity the Buddha had. You can think to yourself, "That is a very heavy box you are carrying. I am sorry you feel the need to carry it, but I have no room for it in my house." How do we practice this? It starts with visualization. The next time you feel the heat of someone's aggression coming toward you, visualize a glass wall between you and them. You can see them perfectly. You can hear them clearly. But their emotional energy hits the glass and slides down. It cannot touch your skin. Then use the internal label, "Return to sender." When the harsh words come, say this phrase in your mind, "Return to sender." It is a reminder that this chaos originated in them and it belongs to them. It helps to remember that happy people do not insult others. People who are at peace do not scream at service workers. People who feel valid do not leave hateful comments. The anger they are trying to give you is actually a symptom of their own suffering. It is their pain overflowing. When you see it this way, it becomes easier to decline the gift. You don't decline it out of arrogance, you decline it out of clarity. You realize that taking their pain will not heal them, and it will only poison you. There is a tremendous freedom in this refusal. Imagine going through a day where you are surrounded by noise, by stress, by people who are rushing and shouting, and yet you remain untouched. You are like a deep lake. People can throw stones, but the stones just sink. The surface returns to stillness. This does not mean you accept abuse or stay in dangerous situations. If the package is a bomb, you walk away, you leave the room, you end the call, you cut the contact. But you do it without taking the anger with you. You leave the situation physically, but you also leave it emotionally. You leave the gift on the floor where it fell. The next time the world tries to hand you a burden you did not ask for, remember the man on the dusty road. Remember the question, "If I do not take it, who does it belong to?" You have the power to curate your own soul. You are the gatekeeper of your own mind. You do not have to let everyone in with muddy boots. You do not have to sign for every delivery. Let them keep their gifts. You have your own peace to carry, and that is precious enough. Keep your hands open, keep your heart clear, and let the unwanted packages drop.